Hi, this is Al from Fashion Studio 7 Magazine. And today we are featuring the next two issues of the Tamil community of the Toronto GTA area. The Toronto Tamil community is vibrant, music, food, and they're expanding. We want to find out a little bit more about this Tamil community as well as a little bit about Sri Lanka. And we have four fantastic individuals with us. Now, I'm going to introduce you, but I'm going to introduce you their first name, and they're going to have to help you with their last name because it's long, okay? Now, at the end, we have Arnand. Now, Arnand's a journalist, a photographer, a videographer, and a businessman. He has his own website for the Tamil community. Arnand, now, what is your last name?
My last name's Suryamurthy, but I also don't own that website. I work with them.
You work with them?
Yeah.
Okay. Next to Arnand, we have Ann Irdasa, and I did that pretty good, didn't I?
Very well.
Okay. Now, you are a communications major, ex-journalist, and you had ex-talk show host.
Yes, I was.
That's very, very good. So,
thank you.
So you should be sitting here, and I should be sitting there.
Well, I was sitting there, but now the roles have changed, so I'm a little nervous today.
And she wants to come back and sit here. And over here we have Kirthika. Now, Kirthika is an actress, a dancer, spoken word artist, and a student. And now, what is your last name?
My last name is Dushyantan.
See, and I could have said that too, Dushyantan. Now, how do I say it? Say it to help me.
Dushyantan.
Okay, we'll come back to that, and I'll get it, okay? And over here we have Vijay. Now, Vijay Sutler?
Sutler, yeah.
Sutler. Now, I can manage that one as well. Vijay,
You're welcome.
tell us a little about you, what you do.
Well, I teach sports marketing at York University's business school, and I'm also a freelance journalist on the side.
Fantastic. Now, we got sports, we got an ex-journalist, an ex-talk show host, a videographer, a journalist himself, we got a dancer. So we're going to have a great time here, find a little bit more about the Sri Lankan Tamil community here in the GTA. Okay, now, Arnand, what does it mean to be Tamil to you? Now, where were you born?
I was born in Paris, so I wasn't actually born.
Okay, all right, this is even better. This is good.
Born on the teardrop, but I was born in Europe. Like many Tamils are actually, and then they emigrated to wherever they are, most here in Toronto in the GTA. What it means to be Tamil is, well, you know, I grew up with eating rice every day and spicy foods. And if I took you to a restaurant, I'm sure you would actually be pretty fine with it, considering you're from Fashion Studios.
And we were talking a little bit earlier now, what do Tamils have for breakfast? Now, outside of, you know, North America, if you went to, say, Sri Lanka or another place where your family originated, what would you have for breakfast?
We have this thing called puttu. People eat that a lot for breakfast. And it's steamed flour, pretty much.
Steamed flour.
It's like dough, and then you hack it into little pieces.
Okay, you put syrup on milk on top of it? What do you do?
No, you can put
Nothing?
sugar, you put curry on it.
And now tell me a little bit about the main difference between, or the differences, I would say, between an Indian and a Tamil.
It depends on how you look at it, because if you're talking about the South Asian community in Canada, it tends to be very much centric on North Indian. And that could be North Indian Punjabi, North Indian Gujarati, and so on. So there's a difference within the South Asian community, there's differences between, say, North Indians and South Indians, and there's differences between South Indians and Tamils from Sri Lanka.
Okay, and where were you born?
I was born in Sri Lanka.
Okay, now we're fantastic. Now, that's the big capital there. Is that one of the bigger cities?
Well, it is the heart of the Tamils in Sri Lanka, yes.
Okay, now when did you move to Toronto or to Canada?
When I was 7 years old.
7 from Sri Lanka to the west, to Canada, okay? Yes. Where were you born?
I was born in Sri Lanka, Colombo, the capital of the country, and I came here when I was 2, but my parents were really reserved culturally and stuff, so I didn't really indulge in Western culture until later on in life, until middle school.
Okay, so for you guys out there, Vijay's born in India.
No, I was born here.
You're born here. Okay, I got born here, raised in India.
No, raised here.
Raised here. Your family's from India.
Yes.
All right, so you're really a tweener.
Yeah, and I'm probably as white as you can get.
And now you went and you studied communications and journalism at school. And how did your parents, feel about that instead of med school?
But yeah, my mother would encourage me to follow what I want to do because that's where I would do well in. And that's what I did. And there have been, I had the freedom, even my brother, he had the freedom to choose whatever he wants to do. But the thing is, with freedom, you don't know what to do with it after. So that's something that my brother and I faced, because there's so much freedom, and we're just like, oh, we could be anything we want. It's like, oh, really? Could you narrow it down for me?
Yeah, that's right. Now, the other one is in terms of marriage. Okay, I want to talk about marriage, because I know in the Indian culture, part of South Asian culture, it's a big, big thing. You guys have weddings and they last for days and weeks and thousands upon thousands of dollars and the whole thing. Is there a pressure on you at a certain age that your parents put upon you to say, you're going to get married and this is what we're expected of you? Arnon, you're shaking your head. When was that age? Are they expecting now? Are they expecting you to come home with the bride now? Get engaged?
Yeah, if I came with one of you two, it would be all good.
So flattered, Arnon.
I think it's hit me many times, but recently I came home and they're like, "Oh, your cousin's gonna get married." I'm like, "Which one?" It's like the one in France, and he's a year younger than me.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, everybody knows what that's about. No matter what ethnicity you're from, and my dad's like, "So he won the race," and I wanted to chuckle, but I was like, what race is this? Because I don't want to win this race, right?
Now, you're the youngest of the bunch. Have you gotten it yet from home?
Actually, I have. The fortune teller lady apparently told my parents that at 23, I'm supposed to
find a man or get married by that age?
Yeah, like right after 23 hits, I'm supposed to get married and stuff. So
how does that make you feel? Is that pressure? What is it?
From
the fortune-telling lady. Put the pressure. Mom, I'm already getting enough pressure for you. I don't need it from the fortune-telling lady as well.
I grew up thinking that, when I'm 23, but when I was younger, it was a long time away. Now, I'm like, it's a lot.
It's here.
I'm not exactly sure, but no, I don't want to.
Okay, now, PJ, now tell me about your experience with the family life and any pressure at all?
Well, one thing I want to just add to what you're saying is that the reason it's a complicated situation is that there's a lot of other factors that go into it. So, yeah, pressure from your parents is one thing, but when you have to consider other things like ethnicity, diet, religion, skin color, age, I mean, when you throw in all these factors, it makes it very difficult.
There's like 2 people on the planet now.
Yeah.
You go from millions down to 1 million, then you go down to 100,000 after everything's said and done.